Minister Narendra Modi will respond to the motion of thanks in the Lok Sabha or the lower house of Parliament today, while he will reply in the Rajya Sabha, that is the upper house, on February 6th. The ongoing budget session continues to witness intense debates and sharp exchanges between the government and the opposition over Kumbh Mela mishap and various other issues. Today, on the fourth day of the session, the debate on the motion of thanks is listed for post-0 hour and question hour, while after the debate concludes, Prime Minister Modi will give a reply. Anil Thomas is joining us from the newsroom to get us more. Anil, good morning. We've just given a broad outline of what all is lined up in both the houses of Parliament today. You get us more. How do we expect the day to pan out?
Well, good morning, Preeti. Well, very much on expected lines, like it happened yesterday. It's the motion of thanks to the President's address, and I think we're going to see deliberations in both houses continue today. A bit of trouble could be expected, at least in the question hour, but I think the way business has been conducted yesterday by the Treasury benches in both houses, it leaves no confusion that, however hard the opposition tries, the government wants to continue with the proceedings of the House, and I think that leaves the opposition with not much of window to escape. If you see yesterday's question hour, close to 19 questions being taken there, and the opposition tried its best. So on a very similar lines we could see, but today we are expecting the Prime Minister to speak on the motion of thanks to the President's address, and that could be something that could be keenly watched, because it's going to set a point-by-point rebuttal to most of the things that the leader of opposition has said, and to all other leaders who have spoken against the motion of thanks to the President's address.
All right. Also, yesterday we saw both the houses were adjourned for the day. What do you make of the intent of the opposition? Because they have been expressing their ire, but at the same time, the need for the House to function smoothly is also paramount. Put all this together, what do you make of the intent of the opposition, Anil?
Well, the opposition is going to raise its voice, especially on issues that matter according to them. Firstly, it could be all the regular issues, rise in prices, unemployment, inflation, which have been regular features that the opposition has been trying to raise. They have kept one of the biggest topics that they have brought out in the last session of Parliament aside, and this time focused on the Kumbh mishap, which has been a common ground which all political parties have come together, especially in trying to get answers from the government. I think the government still has not given any clear directions. At least the Parliamentary Affairs Minister has not yet said anything with regards to that, on it being included in the business and when it will come for discussion. I think we'll have to wait for the motion of thanks to the President's address end to get a clearer picture. But the way things have started, at least the LOP setting the tone in both houses. Also, Mallikarjun Kharge, the way he spoke, has set the tone. I think the opposition has still not found common ground to come together to fight, and I think that's where it leaves the Treasury benches in a bit of comfort, because the Treasury benches are able to go ahead with their business. We saw a bill being introduced yesterday in the on the post-budget first day that you saw a bill being introduced. So things looking pretty good, but I think we'll have to wait for the after the Prime Minister speaks, the ball will set rolling on what exactly is the agenda that they need to pick, or one common ground on which they feel that they can push their agenda, or get the government to be on the back foot. I think that we'll have to wait for that. But as of now, today, all excitement, and all would be looking forward to what the Prime Minister will have to answer to all the questions that have been raised by the opposition in the motion of thanks to the President's address.
All right. Also, Anil, for the benefit of our viewers, a quick word on the legislative business that is to be taken up during the budget session this time around.
Well, legislative business, not much, purely other than, committee reports that will be presented, parliamentary committee reports that will be presented, some additions, subtractions to the members whose tenures are ending is all that we could see. Because, there are 15 hours that have been dedicated to the motion of thanks to the President's address and the budget session and the budget speech. So all in all, we're going to see discussions on that. And the upper house's chairman has clearly indicated that there'll even be no lunch breaks in the middle, except for Fridays that you would see a lunch break. So it's discussions without a break that's going to take place over the next 5 days, next 4 days, next 3 days in Parliament. And I think that's where, you will get to see a clearer picture on where the directions are. Because yesterday, if you see the discussions that took place, the discussion was, on the broader picture, the vision for India that was more highlighted, and the Treasury benches trying to, speak about all the things that have been done by the government for the people of Delhi and also the people of India. I think that's where the line of discussion has been. But today you will get a much broader picture on how exactly things are, because let's also not forget that Delhi is going to polls. So, that's somewhere playing in the backdrop of everything that's been happening in Parliament.
All right, Anil, thank you so much for joining in with those details.